what I'm doing right here is making a fire bed. Digging it out here with this a knife I made specifically for this, called a digging knife or a hori. You don't ever want to use your knife to to dig a hole, because that just dulls the blade up. You could chip it, you just ruin it. Your knife is not meant to dig in the ground like that. It has to be specifically made like this. And this is how I dig out my pit for my fire bed. I dig it about 8 inches deep, approximately. Yeah, I know, I'm not supposed to use your hands, but silly me, I forgot to bring my gloves. I'm also collecting these rocks here to be lined at the bottom. Not only will they be used to hold the heat, but add ventilation for the fire. Great thing about being short, don't have to make it that long. Less firewood to burn. Approximately 9 inches, so yeah, right where I want it. Right now, I'm smoothing the sides out a bit. All right, I'm going to show you the finished result soon enough. Okay, and here we have the finished fire bed. Yeah, it doesn't look that big, but then again, I'm not that big of a guy here, all right? Anyways, I'll be starting a fire in there in about 3 hours from now, around 6 p.m. when it starts getting dark. That way, around 8 p.m. I'll be covering it. Of course, it might be full dark by then. I'm not sure if my flashlight will be strong enough to show you how I'll be doing it, but I'll try to demonstrate the best I can. All right. It has pretty much died down now to cold, except for this one part here. And I'll be shining a light on. Here we go. What I'm doing is I'm smoothing the coals out a bit. Breaking them up a bit, but not too much. And now, what do you do? Why, you cover up Prometheus' gift, the gift of fire. I'm sorry if you're not able to see it that well. They don't have night vision. get rid of some artifacts, such as rocks. Because they're a pain to sleep on, you know? Wow. You can feel the difference already. And you take your feet, tamp it down, like so. Some more dirt on. Tie my lace. There we go. Should be kicking off heat within the next half an hour. Hopefully not before then, otherwise it's too hot. So, next on the agenda is go to the fire there, make some tea, eat half of my Spam. Reason why is the high fat content will cause my body metabolism to kick on. Sorry about that. There we go. Full moon out, as you can see. But it is done, the fire bed. And I'll be setting up the shelter in the dark. Yay. I'll demonstrate it again tomorrow morning. But meanwhile, I'm going to go over there and have some tea, eat some Spam, and get ready for bed. Good night. Okay, one of the things I did last night after I made my fire bed was to put this strip of plastic down. Now, here you can see why. Condensation. Ground may look dry here, but underneath, since we had about 8 inches of snow here about 3 weeks ago, and it finally melted, there's still a lot of residual ground moisture. So that's why it's important that if you make a fire bed to put some type of ground cloth underneath you, otherwise you're going to get a pair of steamed buns. It worked quite well last night, actually, almost too well. In fact, there are some hot spots that I was laying on top of it. Was like, okay, this is getting a little too warm, and I had to move off of it, which is just fine. I mean, I was still warm. I was nice and toasty. But as you know, it got cold here last night, so I made myself a tarp tent. So let me show you how I make mine. First, you stretch it out. Like so. Now, excuse me. Some people will have you peg down here and here. I personally don't like that because for whatever reason, the middle part will just sag in on me. So this is what I'm going to do here. Is first, I'm going to go. I shouldn't be doing this really, but peg down the corner where this grommet is. Yeah, excuse me, take my tomahawk out. You could even use a rock, but my hands are a little cold this morning, so I'm not going to do that. There we go. Do the same. That here. You make sure you carry the tomahawk with you. I'm using heavy-duty stakes here because we do get some gnarly winds here. All right. Once I get these pegged in down here, I'm going to take my trek pole that you see here. Take the foot off. Get to the middle grommet. There we are. It ain't perfect yet, but let me show you in just a moment on how I get fixed this. Okay, make sure you don't get full face in the sun here. I tied this here to the pole. I'm gonna have it go down here to a stake. I just put it in here. Oh, the soil is not very conducive to short stakes like this. All right. Plan B. That's why I always bring extra stakes. There we go. All right. And the fun part is trying to get them out. No. Wearing my gloves now because it's gotten cold again. All right, there you go. Offer some support here. Now, what about the sides here? They're like, well, it's kind of coming down into a V. Yeah, it is. Don't worry, I'll fix that. Okay, this I'm going to be doing the side here. You can see the hole here from last night, maybe, maybe not. But grunting helps, by the way. All right, let's go. Do the other side. There we go. Bada boom, bada bing. All right. Now, with the corners here, you just tuck under. Like so. Sit you down for a moment here. There we go. One tarp tent. However, as we all know, it got cold here last night. Yeah, probably got even into the low 20s last night. So, we have a big gaping hole here. It ain't gonna hold the heat in a whole lot, now is it? I mean, I'll be warm on the ground, but cold on top. Let me show you. And this is what I did. I used a all-weather emergency space blanket. Staked it down right there. Had it come over, resting on the top there. Stake that in there. It ain't pretty, but did it work? Oh, did it ever work? In fact, while I was in the low mid-20s, it must have been in the 40, maybe close to 50 in there, just from the fire bed. So, it's time to pack up and make breakfast.